Welcome to the Mastering Energy Medicine podcast. This is the podcast to help you deeply connect to your body, mind, and soul so you can heal the root cause of pain, disease, and illness and connect with your inner wise woman to make more informed health choices and fall deeply in love with your body and with your life. Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Beth Manning. I am a psychic healer and I help you uncover the root cause of pain, disease, and illness. I help you get past the symptoms that you've been treating and really understanding the origin of pain. And I want to talk about a tool that I've been using to do that with in my business, a tool that really helps to get to that origin of pain and to start to treat it at a whole different level. And this is so exciting for me because it's a whole new energy that I'm bringing into the work that I'm doing. And I'm going to give you guys a taste of what that energy feels like at the end of this podcast with a brief meditation that you can listen to, because I know with energy, we can talk about energy all day, but then if you can really feel it, I think there's such a profound imprint that leaves on us, and it gives us such a different understanding of something. So I would love to give you guys a little taste of this new modality, grid light healing, that I've been using it started coming through in my business as I was working with clients. I started to get little glimpses of it. And then it really came through for me when I was working in my master psychic mastermind that I'm in. And we were starting to connect with this greater energy, this greater potential. And that was when the grid light healing, it really dropped in. And as I work with it more and more, so first of all, before we get super deep into this, let me just kind of explain to you. So it's a modality, just like craniosacral is a modality, Reiki is a modality, tapping is a modality. So these are all things that at some point someone channeled and created as, their unique way of working to heal the body. So this is my unique modality, the unique energy that only I can tap into to really help people to heal in a very different and very profound way. So if you've listened to this podcast before, you'll know that in much of my past, when I was starting as a massage therapist, it was, I finished that program and I was working with my first clients and seeing that, oh my goodness, they're going to just keep coming back week after week after week. And so that caused me to start doing more of the neuromuscular work and neurological work and all sorts of movement and breath and a lot of different ways that I started to explore working with the body. And each time, I think the impetus for that, for each new program or modality at the time was, how can I go deeper? How can we go deeper? I would be doing some muscle testing on people to understand what was going on at the deeper level of their body, what was underneath the symptoms that they were having. And so often the answer would be that it's emotional or it's an energetic or spiritual issue or something like that. And that was what really got me interested in really studying energy medicine, understanding energy, the laws of energetics, how all of that kind of healing works, and really starting to work with energy medicine as well. And then, sometimes it felt like there were still some limitations to, okay, this person just, their body is still protecting them and won't let us go deeper, because with the body, it's all about safety. The body has to feel safe so that it can relax and it can receive. Otherwise, it's like trying to pound something into a wall. It's like, it's not, you can't you can't do that. You have to wait for it to relax and open and to receive. So with this grid light healing, it started to show me how we could go deeper, and not just with pain, but with mindset and with beliefs. And there's an aspect of this modality that allows us to say, if we uncover a limiting belief that is keeping somebody in pain, like, for example, some of the most difficult limiting beliefs that I've found that people have trouble getting past if they're not really ready to truly change is this belief that if they heal, then they won't receive a certain amount of attention, or, maybe when they were a little kid, that when they were sick, that was the only time their mom would stay home with them, and they would maybe get individualized attention that nobody else got. And subconsciously, that can be a reason to keep getting sick or to not want to completely heal from something. So I see this with a lot of chronic pain, autoimmune, conditions that people have had for a while as well. So with the grid light healing, what I was starting to be shown with this is that we can work on beliefs. We can work on actually helping to create some new neural pathways in the brain so that it doesn't become so difficult to try to hammer a new belief. If you've ever tried to believe something that you weren't quite on board with yet, or it sounded good and you could kind of get hyped up about it in the moment, but then it was difficult to have that belief in the long term, or if it's more of a subconscious belief, to really feel the change and the shift in your actions and how you want to show up differently. So that's one piece of this grid light healing, is that we can make shifts in the physical body, but also in the mental aspect as well. And starting to, because I always say that a new belief is kind of like trying to walk a new path in the woods when there's already this really deep ingrained path that has no grass growing on it or anything. Like, it's very defined and very clear. But then when we want to create a new belief, a new way of being, something that's going to help us to heal instead of to stay stuck in our old patterns, our old habits, we have to go out and literally punch down the grass and make a new pattern, through the woods, that it's a little hard to follow at first, and it's easy to fall off, and it's much easier to fall off and get kind of sucked back onto the old familiar path. So we don't want to do that. And it's a lot easier when we're able to have a path that feels more defined to us. And that's one of the cool energetic aspects of this, is that we're able to start to define those new pathways, start to have things that feel less foreign and more familiar to us. So I want to just give you guys, I'm going to help you guys to feel the grid light healing. I'm going to drop a meditation, but it really, it feels like any other energy session. So if you've had a session with me, or if you've had, I can't speak for everyone else, but a Reiki session, or, any kind of relaxing cranial sacral, something like that. As you'll know, most of my sessions, we have some talking in the session to help kind of process and understand and bring things to your awareness. But then there's also a lot of energy work and energy healing, and that's where this grid light healing comes in. So it's not like a separate thing that I only pull in sometimes. It's really infusing into the energy of all the healing work that I do. And it's such a potent energy that I'm finding that we're getting so much more done by using this energy than even in the past. So the more that this comes in, it's just a bigger, stronger, higher frequency energy. So it's a very potent tool, and it just feels very relaxing. So some people have described it as kind of like an energetic massage. One woman said some people have almost fallen asleep during it. People just feel this whole body balancing. And that's really what so much of it is bringing your body back into balance. And it really goes to the parts of your body that have an energetic block or some kind of an imbalance happening. And as you remember, if you're a diehard podcast listener and you've been here since the beginning, but no pressure if you haven't. I've mentioned this in past episodes. And I think you can really go back to the first episode if you want more information on this. But how healing is really a 5-part deal. And those 5 components, these 5 things that we want to be in balance when we heal, are the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and energetic levels. So I know that might sound daunting, like, oh my gosh, that's so many things that I have to heal. And it really isn't. Not everyone needs everything. And a lot of times when we balance one, the others go into balance. So with the grid light healing, it goes to the aspects that most need it first. And it really helps to start to bring whatever's out of balance into balance. And you might be saying, well, how do I know if I'm out of balance? And usually the way that you feel will start to indicate to you if something is imbalanced in your life. So if you feel irritable or anxious or you have like highs and lows and not much neutrality in between, if you have trouble sleeping, if you have a chronic pain in your body, or, if you just feel like you're off, if you have, some kind of diagnosis that you're working through, really, if you feel like there's a lot of fluctuation in your life, stress-wise, like it's difficult to relax. These are all things that can make your body just feel really out of balance. And sometimes our bodies have been out of balance for so long that we don't even feel this, we don't feel like, ooh, I'm really off today, right? It just, that kind of offness becomes our norm. And I think so many people just get used to living this way, especially if it's been a pattern for a really long time of just kind of the go, 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 don't have a lot of time for myself, I'm giving to others, and, we just zip through life and we don't really feel these fluctuations so much. So that's the beauty of this work, is that energetically, I can see in your body where these imbalances are happening. And the thing about imbalances is it's like being on a highway that's, 5 lanes of crazy busy traffic at rush hour, and somebody slams on their brakes, and then there's a ripple of like 10, 20 cars that all slam into each other because of that. So a lot of times people will spend their lives looking for the solution to their problem, and they're looking at the 10, 20 cars that have hit the original car, but they're not going to the original car. So with your body, when something is out of balance and there's something that your body needs you to address because of that imbalance, your body's going to start talking to you through, little ways of feeling off, maybe a pain, stiffness. You might feel just like you don't have as much energy as you did. Your vitality is kind of low. Your sleep might be a little disturbed. You might not feel as sharp as you were. Maybe you're working out and just getting injured all the time or more than you used to, things like that. And these are little ways of the body talking to us, right? Maybe you have a little more inflammation or, in your joints, or your digestion just feels a little off. You have more gas and bloating than you used to, or, your schedule is just off. So these are little ways that your body starts to say, like, hey, can we tweak the dials here? Something is not right. But so often these are also the things that we've been taught to ignore, or we've been taught to reach for some over-the-counter solution for. And a lot of times these will kind of mask what's going on. So it's like the indicator light is coming on in your car, and you're just getting like a little piece of tape and like covering it up so that you don't see it. Okay. And then what happens is, so that's like the initial car that stops and somebody slams into them, and then it goes back and back and back more and more and more. So then your body will produce another symptom, and things might, that could be when you have a test that's like high cholesterol, high blood pressure. That could be when a part of your body really starts to hurt and you notice you can't do the physical activity that you could do before. Maybe you are much more tired. You find that you're starting to have to take naps during the day, things like that. So these are signs that something is off, and the body will just keep piling on more symptoms, like, hey, like, wait, like if it could wave its arms and kind of punch you in the arm to try to get your attention. That's what your body is doing. But oftentimes this is when we say, oh, well, that's just a side effect of aging, or, everybody in my family had stiff joints or bad knees, or, whatever it is. And we really ignore this, what I call the inner wise woman, which is this beautiful gift that we have of being connected and in touch with our body. And we start to lose this over time when we start to ignore her signals and we start to push through things. So this is where the grid light healing really starts to go right to that first car. It starts to identify, well, what is that? What was the impetus of all of this? All of these things that ended up as symptoms, all of these, maybe you had one diagnosis and then you had another and another and another. Like I remember when I was in my 20s, I just had so much pain in my body. I loved to cycle and lift weights and just be really active. And I couldn't do that without constant injuries. And I remember it was like going to a podiatrist because I had plantar fasciitis, and then I had a pulled hamstring that I was going to a chiropractor for, and then a slip disc in my back that a chiropractor was helping me with. And then I had an acupuncturist for my chronic IT band pain. And it was like my whole schedule was so full of going to all these specialists and doctor's appointments. And, there was never any real diagnosis for any of this. I never really received anything other than, I think you have too much stress in your life, or you need to warm up better or something before exercise. So, really no conclusion was ever reached there. But it's so important when we cut through the noise of the static of all these symptoms in the body. The symptoms really don't matter. They're just different ways that your body is trying to get your attention. That's all they are. And the real magic is when we can cut through all that noise and get to the actual root cause origin of what's going on. And that's where I'm absolutely loving this new tool, because it's helping me to not just see what the origin is, but to really help people with treating that origin. So I was working with a woman who came to me after having some breast implants, I think over a decade ago. And she was feeling just very kind of down on her body in general, and was feeling like she was finding a lot of flaws with her body and having trouble really loving it and accepting where she was at, and feeling connected to herself and, into her purpose and her power and everything that she was really working on and wanting to connect with. And at the same time, the real issue that she came to me with, the real concern, was that her left breast was restricted. It felt very restrictive and hard, and the muscles were very tight, despite what she did. If she did soft tissue work, lymphatic, she was really, really doing this stuff regularly. She was very committed for the past few years with doing regular work to it, and not much had changed. And through the grid light, so we were first really balancing her body and her energy, which is what you'll experience in the meditation that I post. And then the grid light went right to her heart chakra. So it has this beautiful way of kind of going right to the issue, to what's going on. And so much of the heart chakra is about our self-acceptance, our self-love, releasing judgment, and also with the breasts themselves, energetically, there's a lot around nurturing. And for women, especially, if we are not nurturing ourselves enough and giving so much to others, which I see, I don't want to say a blanket statement about the heart chakra and the breast, but a lot of the women that I treat, we work on heart chakra stuff because they are over nurturing. They're giving so much to everyone else and having trouble saying no, having trouble taking that time for themselves without feeling guilty, and just feeling like they give and they give and they give so much of themselves to everyone else. And that has a lot to do with the feminine energy also. So when we really were working with this breast implant that felt really hard to her, like it wasn't, moving, and it looked energetically like there was armor around it. And I was having trouble bringing any feminine energy into that area, and usually it should flow really nicely up that left side. So much of this work that we did, and we did a lot of this in one session, but we had 2 sessions. So we worked on it a little bit each time. And a lot of it was around, releasing these expectations that she felt like she had to show up for everyone else in her life, and give so much, and to start to bring this nurturing back to herself. And so energetically, we were able to really support that new belief and that new feeling, and to help her to feel worthy of receiving this love herself, which is something a lot of women really struggle with, and is a lot of the heart space work that I help a lot of women with. Because often the heart space, if we've had traumatic things in our life that cause the heart space to guard and to feel a little bit closed and guarded against, it doesn't want to get hurt again. So it's really doing this healing work to help it to feel safe, to open, and to receive and to receive this unconditional love, to receive energy, money, all sorts of things we receive through our heart space. So we had a couple of sessions together, and my sessions are also followed up by Voxer, which is it's a voice messaging app. It's free, and we exchange voice messages back and forth. So it really helps to take the work even deeper. So she came with a couple things that presented, after our session together, and we were able to work through them in Voxer. I gave her a couple things to journal on and some ways to reframe things, and it really helped her to break free and to feel like she told me, it feels like this armor is finally falling off of me. And she was just really feeling so much more confident and powerful in her body. She felt like she had more direction in her life with what she wanted to do, where she wanted to go. And since then, I've really seen her blossom into the work that she's been wanting and meaning to do. It feels like she's finally really able to connect to that feminine energy in order to do this work. And she says that her left breast feels the softest that it's felt in at least 5 years. So that is a little bit of the potential of the grid light healing. And I've also used it for people who have back pain, neck pain, knee pain. It's a fantastic tool to actually go into joints, creating more space, helping to release some inflammation. And it's really amazing too, because you can work down to the cellular level with it. So healing cells that helping them heal, more turnover, helping to reorganize cells. It's really fascinating how it's such a broad tool and such a very focused tool as well. So I've helped people after one woman had a fall and had wrist pain, and we worked with the energy, pulling it through the wrist, and she had so much more movement and less inflammation afterwards. Also digestion, helping to release some of the things, emotions that were, emotions are often associated with digestion because we have to digest our thoughts and our emotions just as we digest food. So if we are talking kind of negatively or judging ourselves, a lot of times you'll feel that in your gut. I don't know if you have, if you've noticed that, but I certainly remember a time in my life when I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of gut issues as well. So the grid light healing really helped her to shift a lot of her perspective with the things that she was putting a lot of pressure on herself with. So, which of course helped her gut be a lot less inflamed and more tolerant of a lot more food. So that is oftentimes when we think we have a food allergy or, a tendency toward gas and bloating, it's really important to look at our relationship to ourself and our self-talk. And I'm sure we'll dive more into these things in future episodes, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what I've been up to and kind of how I've been shifting my work to incorporate this new energy and how it really has filled all the work that I do. There's no separation of programs anymore or energy. It's basically infused into all the work that I do, and it's really shifting so many of the outcomes that I'm seeing. So If you would like to experience the grid light healing, I'm going to give you guys a taste in a meditation. I also have a special right now where I'm offering 3 sessions of the grid light healing for $888. And this is only going to be available probably for the next week or so. I have three of these packages available. And I really like to do 3 sessions because the healing, it works in waves, in different layers. And people have said that the healing ends and they can still feel it going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I think this is really important to be able to experience this depth and to allow the tool to have the time that it needs to work to this depth. So that's why I recommend 3 sessions. And then you also have the Voxer, a 3-day follow-up to each session to get any answers to questions, go a little deeper, anything you're unclear on, or if you just want to share what's happening and, get some feedback and next steps from me. That's a great way to do that. So I'm going to turn it over to the meditation now, to give you guys a little taste of that first level of the grid light healing. So my intention with this is that you guys can feel some of the energy and to use this as a nice full body balancing and grounding exercise that you can really feel more grounded in your body and just more present in your body. So if you'd like to go even deeper with the grid light, please reach out. After this special of 888 for 3 sessions, it will go back to my usual month-long program of working weekly with me, having full Voxer access, so Monday through Friday, being able to reach out and have the voice messages back and forth to each other. And the price for that is $1,350. So I created this special so that you guys would have a chance to experience the healing work and have 3 sessions of that. So please reach out if you have any questions. I'll put all those links in the show notes. Enjoy the meditation. And thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And as always, I would love for you to share this with someone that you think would benefit. And please leave a review or a starred rating. I would really appreciate that. It helps more people find the podcast. And thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you next time on Mastering Energy Medicine. This is the Grid Light Healing Energy Balancing Meditation. So if you're driving right now, I would recommend just hitting pause and revisiting this when you're in a quiet space where you're distraction free and can really just allow your body to release as you let the energy in. I apologize, there's some chatty birds outside. So let's get started. So begin with your feet flat on the floor, palms up in your lap. And you could be seated on the floor, on a chair, but wherever you're at, I just want you to feel the connection to the ground. So that could be through your tailbone, through your seat, or through the bottoms of your feet. And now turning your attention to your breath and just noticing what it feels like to be in your body right now in this moment. And you might place a hand on your chest, a hand on your belly, and begin to follow the breath as it travels slowly up and down. And feel as your stomach fills with air. And then through your mouth, I want you to exhale and release anything that feels heavy, any anxiety, any worries that you're carrying, or things that are on your mind. So let's take a couple of rounds of that. So let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now exhaling through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And another inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can keep this count up if you like, or just let your breath start to ease into whatever rhythm feels the most natural. And feeling your legs and arms getting heavier. Maybe rolling your neck, your shoulders, shaking out anything that you're still carrying from your day. And now there's some energy coming in from down above your head and wrapping around you, cleansing your aura. It's sweeping your aura of any attachments, any conversations that are still lingering, anyone who's energetically connecting to you, and allowing this to all just wash away down into the earth. And taking a nice breath in through your nose and sighing it out through your mouth. And now I'm bringing in some golden energy from above your crown and feel it moving into your body. And this is a very powerful energy, and it's starting to balance and align your chakras as it moves into your crown and down to your third eye, helping to clear your intuition, helping to clear your connection and open up that sense of knowing, traveling down to your throat, just balancing, aligning, helping to remove anything that's blocking you from speaking your truth, anything that's blocking you from hearing what your inner wise woman is sharing with you. And moving down to your heart space, and that energy is balancing and aligning your heart chakra, helping to clear any blocks, helping to remove anything that's affecting how you receive energy and love. And feeling this energy beginning to open your heart space, removing any judgments, removing anything that's getting in the way of your self-acceptance. And now this golden energy, it's so light yet so powerful. I'm just feeling it starting to move down your midline to your solar plexus, removing any fears around stepping into your power, any fears around your identity, your truth. anything shrouding you from truly understanding who you are. Just feeling that release as this energy begins to swirl in your solar plexus. And this golden energy is mixing with your solar plexus, and it's this beautiful, bright, rich yellow color. I'm feeling the warmth in your solar plexus. And as it's swirling around, it's helping to open up your digestion. It's helping to remove any of the harsh judgments, criticisms, resentments that you're holding, anything that's difficult to digest. It's just starting to remove that. And that's moving through your system, moving through your energy, making more space. And then down to your sacral. And as it connects with this orange energy, this beautiful glowing orange, it's releasing any blocks to your creativity, your femininity, your self-acceptance, your ability to create. And now down to your base. And as this energy balances and aligns, it's starting to move out any feelings of lack, believing that you're not supported, or feeling unsafe. Just allowing this to all move out, and it's just filtering right down into the earth where that energy is being transmuted. Letting go of any feelings of instability, any worries around money. And how that energy travels down into the earth. And this golden light is helping to secure you into the earth. And it's wrapping roots so deep into Mother Earth. She's helping to secure you, helping to balance you and hold you down. So you feel this beautiful feeling of love and stability and connection. And now this energy is wrapping around the earth and coming back up through your legs. And it's coming into your base chakra, into your root. And it's bringing with it this feeling of stability, this knowing that you are safe, you are supported, that you have the resources that you need, and that you always have the resources that you need in this life. And feeling that support from the earth, from the energy, as it travels to your sacral chakra, and feeling this surge of creativity, like a fire spreading through your sacral chakra, this flame that's burning, that's igniting deep within you. It's bringing in these feminine energies of ease and allowing and sparking your inner wise woman. And moving up into your solar plexus to this beautiful yellow energy. And it's helping you to feel who you truly are. Helping you to connect with this truth, to stop questioning if you're good enough or if you're ready, or if it's time. And it's replacing these fears with trust, with a deeper knowing, with this sense that things always turn out not always the way we hope, but the way that's for our highest good. It's asking you to trust that everything in your life is lining up right now. And it's starting to infuse this energy with the energy of belief, trust, of knowing. And now this energy is traveling into your heart space. And it's infusing it with love. It's infusing it with this unconditional love for yourself, for your body, for where you're at right now in life, for seeing the goodness inside of you, and for opening up your heart space to the receptivity of allowing good things to come to you. And now feeling as this goes up into your throat, and this energy also travels out your arms and into your hands. And it's infusing this energy from your solar plexus into your heart space. And feel the palms of your hands lighting up with this power. Feeling your palm chakras igniting. Feeling the warmth, the tingling there. You might even want to shake them out. And this energy keeps infusing down your arm lines from your heart chakra. And feeling this love spreading out. It's as if you're holding your arms out to the world. Lifting your energy and your vibration. Spreading your uniqueness, your unique energy, your unique purpose. Out from your hands and into the world to feel, to know, to experience, to lift up. And now this beautiful energy from your solar plexus, your heart space, all this potential spreads up into your throat chakra. It's this beautiful blue like the sea, shining, opening, allowing, infusing this energy of trust, that it's safe to use your voice, that it's safe to speak this truth, to speak the words that sometimes get buried, and to let the world hear your true voice. And this energy from your own inner wise woman is bubbling up inside of you. And this energy of your throat chakra is helping to give her a voice. It's helping to spread this inner knowing to yourself, to open your own ears, your own understanding, and also to bring it out into the world. Because our truth is meant to be shared and celebrated. Allow other people to celebrate you. And now this energy travels up to your third eye, helping to open it up, helping to bring these deeper realizations, this deeper knowing, helping you to sense at this deeper level to you, to understanding the world around you, to seeing things in a more synchronicity, to having deeper truth and understanding, and of knowing the best path forward for you. You might not know all of the steps, but it's asking you to trust the next step. And now traveling up into your crown, and this energy is now just infusing in your entire body. So feeling this energy as it starts to spread out, as it starts to travel down your body, filling in all those cracks and all the spaces, igniting your cells, helping to lift you up, helping to build this higher resonance. And like a tuning fork, you're coming into a higher vibration, feeling that throughout your body. It might feel like a buzzing, a heat, or just a knowing. And allowing this frequency to spread. And feeling your vibration rising up. In every cell, in all the water in your body, in the blood, the tissues, the interstitial spaces, everything is now tuned to this frequency. Feeling your hands vibrating. You might reach them toward the sky, palms up. Feeling your energy spreading out. Feeling these deep messages, this energy that only you carry, this uniqueness, spreading out into the world around you. Feel it filling up the room. And now this energy is coming down your crown like a pillar of golden energy, this golden light beam, aligning your spine, aligning your energy, aligning your meridians, aligning the masculine and the feminine balance, and then traveling all the way down to the ground, helping to ground all this energy in, helping to ground these changes in, helping to keep your body open as this energy continues to penetrate through the layers, allowing it to continue its work. And it asks you to take inspired action, to feel into the energy, to feel into the truth of who you are, to trust. After this meditation, to take a pen and paper, if you like, to write down any realizations you had, anything that begins to unfold for you. And now taking a deep breath in through your nose, letting it out through your mouth. And wiggling your fingers, your toes, moving your arms and legs. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes.